I'm gonna record. Okay. Thanks, Joy. And share some screens. Okay, so before we jump too far into this for today, what questions can I answer from yesterday? Did anybody have any leftover questions from what we did with contacts and smart plans? No, feeling pretty good? How did it work with downloading those apps and uploading people? Has anyone been able to do that or get that successfully completed yet?
I do have one question, Ruth.
Sure.
I did the extensions to get the phone numbers from Facebook, but is there a way? I'm sorry.
The birthdays, you mean?
No, the phone number. Oh, birthdays. Yes, birthdays. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a way to download that information? So maybe I can have it all in one spreadsheet?
It should all download in one big spreadsheet. Did you have trouble getting that to work?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what we can do. Is someone trying to talk to me? You can hear someone else talking to you. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Go to Facebook. And birthday calendar exporter. It should work it should work like this. I love it when I'm in a training and sometimes it doesn't work when I'm demonstrating for everyone how something should work. Let's see. Is this what you did, Elizabeth?
Yes, I got that far.
Okay. All of Facebook. Yeah. Change language, I guess. Everything is in English. Cool. Let's try it again, I guess. I don't know why it doesn't want my December birthdays.
Oh, I didn't even have that option. Okay, that's all right. I didn't have the option to download. I'll go back and try today.
Yeah, it should. Well, it's still asking me. There's something wrong with my languages, I guess, on here. I don't know why. I do have a lot of friends in different countries, but I don't know why it would say that I can't. Okay. And then, oh, they're all down here. Sorry, I'm dumping them all down here. They're right here. So you should have been able to scan just like that and then download and have it all right here.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe it's something with me. Okay, I'll look at it again today. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Okay, let's get out of Facebook. Any other questions from yesterday? Okay, so let's jump in for today. So today we're doing, and bear with me because I'm filling in really quickly. Today we're doing designs and campaigns. This is actually a really fun one to get involved in. It's where you can develop a lot of your collateral and you can also do some, I guess, lead generation. So we'll talk a little bit about Facebook ads in here as well. That's something that our Market Center really actually loves to use. And we do it a lot with some of our newer agents. Just when you're kind of new to the business, boots to the ground, trying to get some leads pulled in. So once again, here are all your Market Center tech trainers for our region. If you have questions, please make sure you know who your tech trainer is and you are reaching out to them so that they can support you in anything that you're doing command related. And then let's move forward. That's from yesterday. I feel like our group is a pretty strong group because or I don't know, you just don't have too many questions. So I'm hoping that we're really strong and you guys are doing this and catching up with it. Okay, good. So designs are Canva. Let me show you who in here is familiar with Canva? Who uses Canva? Got 2 out of everyone, 3. Okay, so both of them are really, really useful. I really like Canva for what it can do from the design aspect, and I'll just pop in there really quickly and show you mine and how I use it. It is specifically just for designing. If you need some pictures that are non-copywritten pictures, you can use it for that. It has a lot of different fonts, and it's just easy to move it around, center things, find some pictures, and get something out really quickly. So I use it primarily for social media. You can upload any designs that you want or logos that you want. So, okay, here's one, for instance, we're working on right now for one of our property management companies, to hold or to sell. And so there's Virginia Beach. You can just really easily drag anything you want around on here and graphically kind of design it that way. You can change the colors of your logos if you want to, so like this is the actual color, but I took all the color out, made it pop like that. All of the different elements in here. So if you want to like use social media elements, if you want a Facebook element, you can use these really, really quickly. You can change the color of it so that it's meeting, I don't know, the graphics that you want to meet. And here is where, like, here's our family reunion logo. You could just drop that onto something really, really easily. So yeah, that's kind of Canva in a nutshell. You can use it for, it also has like videos. Here's one. This one actually plays with a little video when you download it. So we're doing headshots in our office coming up really soon. Or there's Super Bowl bingo, by the way. That's a really fun thing to send out to your market center. Here's one that I did. This is just an email, you know, those email footers. That's really nice and professional to have in the bottom of all of your emails right before your disclaimer. So there was a quick one that I did for the springtime. So that's Canva, just to kind of give you like Canva in a glance. It's a fun place to get creative with some of your designs. If you are looking more towards pulling things from the MLS and you want it very, very specific to real estate, then designs is kind of the place where you want to start from. And I do also recommend sometimes if you need more real estate related verbiage and things of that nature, but you want a Canva design, you can move between the two. So don't limit yourself between the two. It's not like you have to stick to one particular thing just to be able to get your branding done. And then, oh yeah, there's videos, social, all different kinds of things. So let's jump into Command, and I'm going to show you some of this in Command. So let's jump down to designs. Got a million of these open, so I'm going to close some of these. Okay. So from designs, these are some of the ones that I've already done, right? There's so much. So I'm going to just, let's start with video. I'm going to go this way. This one's the most fun one. So let's start with something fun this morning. So someone give me a neighborhood.
Alexandria.
Say what?
South Run. South Run.
South Run. Where is that?
In Fairfax County, where I'm at.
Fairfax. Well, that's, I guess, a really small neighborhood then. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the name of the neighborhood, right? The average home price in that neighborhood, it's on the rise. Average price per square foot, it's holding steady. There's one home for sale right now. Thank you, market. And the average time that the homes in that area spend on the market are 20 days. These are 3 different things, categories about that neighborhood. If you don't think it's exactly accurate, you can pick up to 3. So let's say they're not outdoorsy, but they're a book loving neighborhood. This is the agent information. Remember when we did all of the market branding on the very first day when you set up your profile and your marketing profile? All of that is what drags in here for your branding. There's your brokerage information. And this is InDesigns. This is video InDesigns. It's super, super quick. You can like set this out and schedule it to go out on a regular basis. You can just post on a day when you don't have some content, but you know you need to get something out there. And let's let it buffer. Super cute, really easy to use. Whoops, let's not play it over and over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's super cute. It's really easy to use. You can just create something kind of quickly on a day when you don't really have something to post, but you know you need to get it out there. You can use it so like twice a week, you go through different neighborhoods that you're looking to kind of break into. You can share it in a closed Facebook group to that particular neighborhood. You can download this video and send it in an email to that neighborhood. Like if you're farming that neighborhood, you can download it, you can text it out, you name it. You can just use this video for a million different things, and it's any neighborhood that you want to use. So we're still in designs. All I did was create design video. And I just find those like just super easy, super quick, and a great way to get something posted that's easy and it's already kind of set for you. So now we're going to go to print designs. So we're still in the design app, just so everyone knows so you're following along, okay? And then I just clicked create in the upper right-hand corner, and then now we're into all of the different print material. I'm having a slow internet day. The guys always joke me it's because I live at the beach. I'm so far close to the ocean. My internet's not strong enough. Okay. Here we go. So let me kind of show you how to navigate this a little bit. So all of your templates are going to be over here on the left-hand side. So if you drop down any of these and you want like a listing presentation, here's all the different listing presentation templates that you can use. And then you can just select which pages you want from them. So you don't have to use like 22 pages. You can have a 10-page listing presentation and have it a little bit more custom to you. Here's local expert information about what's happening in the market. The proof is in my numbers. That's a really big one. That's a nice piece to put into your listing presentation. They have open house things so that it's all pre-drafted for you. All you have to do is go into the MLS and drop the pictures into it. And that's just under listings. Obviously, they've got a plenty underneath of buyers, lead generation. These are great. Especially when you're kind of like, oh, I don't really know what to post, or you need to get something out there, or you want to do some mailers to a neighborhood. Those are really great to just run off and use. Business cards and letterheads, that's pretty standard. Holidays. Oh, where'd all my holidays go? I thought I had all of them in there. Come on. Well, I only have December for some reason. Usually it gives you all the different holidays in there. Here's new designs down here. These are fun. This is where our magazine is, the Zine that they're calling it. And I had no idea what that was. That is the KW magazine. It's right here. So Q3 2021 is out. That one is Q4 2021. And then more business basics for luxury. There's just plenty of things in here. So let's talk about how to use it. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to slide all the way over to assets. When you did your marketing profile, a lot of that stuff drops already in here. And then you can do your custom color tablets for how you want this to work. So in Canva, you just like click whichever color you want or whatever background you want, and it goes pretty quickly like that. Here, you would make your palette, and then when you're designing your template, then you can change out the colors, if that makes sense, the way I'm saying that. So if you want a new color palette, click up over here in the upper right-hand corner. And all you're gonna do is wobble around on here, or take this picture and let's take a little bit of that. So I just clicked on someone's background that was in the Zoom. Someone has a green background. And there you go. And you just kind of figure out which ones you want. So if you've got like a logo that already has a specific coloring in it, you can take your little ink dropper, like here, I'll use Daniel's background. Daniel's got some blue gray in his background. And you can just kind of click anywhere on the screen that you want to pick up that color. Does that make sense? So you can kind of get it the way you want it in that regard. And then you can name the color palette if you'd like to, so that you can remember this one is, we'll call it summer. Because a lot of different agents, particularly in this area, because we are coastal, a lot of people use like coastal-y colors. We get a lot of blues in a lot of our logos. So you don't have to stick to the red, black, gray, white. That is the classic Keller Williams. So that's how you would do your colors. You can download a bunch of different fonts, so you don't have to use the preset fonts. These are my images. These are headshots, and you can upload your headshots or whatever pictures that you want to use when you're flipping out or using, flipping out the pictures inside of whatever print materials you're using. These are my text fields, so you can drop your text fields in. This is what you did with your marketing profile. So this again is really easy to use. So when we're navigating through and we select text and we want to add our phone number to a particular place, this is how you do it. So you're not typing over and over again, 757-803. Any of your company logos, those are ours. I've uploaded them so they're very quick to switch out. I like social media elements in mine because I like to be able to have people have the option to click on different things in print material, and to have my QR codes uploaded as well, so people can scan my presentation if they're not feeling like they want to do the paper version of it. You can upload videos and you can upload files as well. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of your assets that you're going to upload and customize in here to be able to use on your print material. My designs are simply just that, like they're the designs that I've used so far while I've been working on things. So you can see where like I've switched out the KW Town Center, I've switched out my picture in a lot of these. If you need additional images that you want to upload into here, obviously you can click images and upload non-copywritten photo stock. Don't steal things from the internet. So let's just do this really quick into a listing presentation, because this tends to be what people like to use. Okay. So over here are the pages. These are all of the pages that come inside of this. So the ones you don't want, you're going to say delete, right? So I don't want the template one, and I don't want the instruction page. So now here I am on the very first one, right? So I'm going to click this girl's head, and I'm going to use this little swirly bob, and it changes out my picture. And then I want to change out first name, last name. So I go to text, and is it gonna my assets? Let's switch that one out. gonna do it. Come on. And there we go. I'm gonna get rid of that and do like this, and do like that. So it's kind of quick. It's a little bit faster than when you're working in Canva, like you're typing all your fields in and you're typing every element in when you're putting all your personal branding in Canva. This way it's really set towards real estate and towards what you've already set up. So when you're kind of in a pinch, I'm telling you right now, I've got a generic listing, a generic buyers, and then a bunch of generic like market snaps that I've already got preset, ready to go. I've got them printed, sitting in packets, and then I've also got them downloaded to my computer in e-files, so I can just attach it and send it out really quickly. If I want to customize it towards a particular person, then I do put their name and information in right here, but for the most part, I just have those generic ones ready, set to go. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's actually use this one. There you go. And then you size it to this way you want it. And so as you're going through this, like, let me just show you a couple more pages in here. So there's your table of contents. I will say our market snap, here we go for the market snap. So this one is preset Barton Hills. Let's go to KWLS, snapshots. And hopefully this will, let me flip it out for you. We are moving. You should be able. My internet is incredibly slow. Sorry, guys. What it should be able to do, just so you know, when you created that video and you searched in the neighborhood and whoever it was offered up the neighborhood for Fairfax County, and it pulled all that information in that video, it does the same thing here. If it will move for me, here we go. Trying to think of a listing that's active right now. Does anyone know of an active listing that I could just type in one of these fields? I just ask like this, the question that stumps every real estate agent as of right now in this market, because there's nothing out there. Okay, then let's think of, I don't know if it would pull an old listing. Let's see if I can get a neighborhood name in here. I might have to redo this.
I've got one active if you want. Actually, it's a coming soon.
Oh, it might not pull it in. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let me go to here and get to that page one more time because my internet's. Okay. Come on. I'm just going to do a snapshot and pull in a neighborhood, but it's not letting me even get there. So it pulls, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It pulls all the data just the way it said. Like there was one active listing and I think it was priced at 1.12 million. And the number of days on market in that neighborhood was 20 days. And the average square foot price was, I think, 262. When all of that pulled into that video that we created just then, it does the same thing right here. So you can pull a market snap into your listing presentation so they can see exactly what's going on in the MLS. Similar in the way where when you pull comps and you just want the generic comps for an entire neighborhood and you just pull all of that data. This is just a geographically nice way to do it. It's kind of an infographic, if you will. So they've got the information, they got the visual of where the neighborhood is, and it's just laid out in a much more easy to read presentation style. So that's what you would do there. And then if you want to pull the comps in, the neighborhoods or the houses that you're looking at, into this listing presentation, let's say you actually have the time to personalize it and get it set up to go, this is how you would do it. So each one of these comparable property spots, you would pull the listing information and just cycle it into each one of these spots for your listing presentation. And then the rest of these pages, you would just double check that they run concurrent with whatever you guys offer in your MLS. Cause like down here in the Hampton Roads MLS, Rain, we cannot do coming soon. I know other people can do it. So there are things in here where it talks about the marketing around it that you guys would do a coming soon. It also talks about where houses are sourced from. The majority of them come from the MLS. It talks about our marketing. So a lot of this you can use, and it's already set for you, so you don't have to do the work. So I would suggest definitely jumping in here into designs and just running through it. And I've only showed you 2 things as of right now in designs. I showed you a video and I showed you how to pull a listing presentation. So that kind of gives you the idea of how much stuff there is available to you. I'm just going to go back in this way and do a little bit more in here.
Ruth, may I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Sure.
Could you show us again, if you have a minute, how those color palettes, how you download them to your.
Oh, yeah,
whatever-
yeah. I didn't even show you that. Thank you for saying.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
I thought I missed it. Sorry.
No, I'm just, I jumped in really, really fast between meetings today. So my brain is like, still like, tell them everything and then get to the next meeting. So, here, let me show you on this one. And my internet's slow, so I'm dealing with that lovely frustration. Because it just doesn't want to go today. Okay, so it should be able to do under my assets, templates, was it? Elements, logos, text. My assets. Of course, you asked me, and then all of a sudden it blinks on me. Let me pull these pages up and get down to one of these and be able to change this skip here. It's in the middle. So my library of colors, that's my main palette. These are all my different ones. So like Seashore, that's how I would change it. I don't know if I can change these little doodadders. Yes, I can. So let's say I want those to be. Can I change that one? I don't know if I can change. Some of it you can change, and then some of it, it does not let you change. It keeps them. It doesn't want, oh, I changed the outside. Okay, now I'm on this one. Yeah, it looks like that red bit there is going to stay the same. I don't know that I can get to that particular one, but that's where, here, let's see if I can do it on another one. So let's do this. Do that. I wonder if on some of these frilly KWs, are they going to let me change that color? It doesn't look like it lets me change these elements where the KW part is set in there. That's the only color I'm wondering. You might just have to take it off, Alicia. Those red bits where the KW is like cut in outline on your pages.
Yeah, and then add
It's
what you want it
looking
to look
like I can change everything on here, but it's not letting me change that one element. So I would just take it off.
Okay, no, that was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's that middle one when you click on the palette. It'll let you change that background.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. I maybe would not suggest neon green, but unless you're into that, you know. But yeah, that's how you would change out the colors for all of that. Okay, let me jump back over here. There are a lot of different print options, yes. So you can download it and you can save it to your computer and you can print it from your home. You can send it to Kinko's or FedEx and print it. I have heard that you can print some of these things, like you can send off postcards in KW and they will and send it to you. I personally have not used that element just yet. I don't know if anybody else on here has, and they want to speak to that experience, but I have done all the other options where I've
I
printed.
have.
Kate, what was it like?
Sorry, interrupted you. Yes, I did mail out using that option from command.
Mhm.
It was really easy, and it was very quick. The price is very reasonable, so I would use it again for sure.
Okay, what did you
And they
do?
turned out great because I mailed some to myself, samples, and so you basically go into let me go in my command because I
I thought
have
it
to
was
look
like,
at it to be able to say.
mhm,
When you go into campaigns,
mhm,
there is the direct mail option.
right,
And once you click on it, it gives you options of how to
how to
do
print or
different
how to
things.
send it
Yeah,
out, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. It's very simple.
That's good, and you felt that it was comparable pricing too?
Yeah, the prices were great.
Okay, cool. So we've got somebody who's used it so far. I've always done the print option like locally. So that's good to hear. Okay, let me think of what else I can show you quickly and inside of designs. I think I've pretty much given you the lowdown on all the different options that you have available to you, how you can quickly click on things. You can flip all of the marketing information out while you're moving through different elements of it. You can do social posts, yes. We can get into that a little bit. I'm not going to go too deep into social, but I'll show you quickly. There's a bunch of different designs in here if you just need to get some content out, and you can schedule it through campaigns. And once we move over to campaigns, I'll show you how those two integrate together. And you can just schedule all of your social posts on your social media calendar to hook up to go out to Facebook particularly. Here we go. So here's all your holiday ones that I was talking about. As you move through here, they're just a bunch of different templates, and they've got it in the vertical and in the square formats so that it's set for Facebook and Instagram stories, the vertical rectangle, or they're square, so they're set for posts. So obviously we're in February right now, so there's a few things in here that you could probably use. But they pull in the national holidays, they pull in locally kind of what's going on.
Do they have those as emails
Yeah, you've got templates as emails too.
for holidays?
For the most part, yes. Let me show you. Go back out. Don't know what they call it. So let me show you in the emails. You could do, I don't know that you might have to pull the image in for Super Bowl. Let me think of one like Easter. No, but I think they have spring. I think it's more generic. Yeah. So here's like the Happy Spring KW one. It'll pull your market center name in, and then they'll talk about the market. These are generic emails that are templates that are already in designs for you. So if you want to see what that would look like, you just click the little eyeball, and that's what it would look like on the consumer end, and it will pull their information in, their name.
Okay, so if I wanted to send like a Valentine's Day email,
You might
they don't
have,
have anything, so I have to create it.
right, you might actually have to drop your design into that email, because let me look and see if you search Valentine. Helps if you spell it correctly. Oh, they do have one.
Oh, they do, okay.
There you go. Mhm.
Okay.
And it talks about falling in love with a new neighborhood.
Okay.
And then again, if you want to preview it right there, that's how you can see what it is. And then you can drop more information in if you want to, like if you want to drop another button in, click here for this. And then if you edit that button, you can change the color of it to whatever you want it to be. And it can say, like here, whoops, no characters. There you go. And then you can hyperlink that button, link to, and you would say web address. And then you put a web address here, like if you had a landing page where it was like, click here to enter into a, I don't know, Valentine thing.
Right. Okay, that sounds good.
So
Did
that's
I-
done
I'm
by
sorry.
searching it. Yes, Yes,
I didn't
Alicia?
interrupt.
you're okay.
Did I hear, I missed like 5 seconds of what Kate was talking about
Mhm.
with the printing.
Yeah, so that's in campaigns. We got to go over to campaigns and I'll show you.
Okay, cool.
So that kind of sums it up a little bit for designs for you. I know I'm giving you like the crash course version of this because I do have to get off of this at 10:45, no later than 10:45. But that just basically, once you're in designs right over here, it's the third widget up from the bottom. You hit create designs. I'm just kind of summarizing this for you. You, from the right over to the left, we started that direction. So we started with the most simple one, and that was creating that video where you just enter in the neighborhood where you'd like that to be focused on, the snap, and it pulls all the information in. Then we went to print, and that kind of is very similar to how social and email work, but print is where you can go in, you can graphically change anything you want to, flip out the colors, pull all your information in, put your brandings in, your logos, so on and so forth. And those templates are pre-built out for you. And then social is very, very similar, but then that was where they have all those little graphics in the sizes that you want for your social media. You've also got backgrounds, banners. I would suggest getting in there and just playing with it a little bit, so that you're kind of more familiar with it and figure out what elements and pieces you do want to use. And then email, again, it's all of the templates in there. You can go into the search bar and search for a particular category. The majority of the emails are kind of preset around like coming soon, information on the market. And then there's a few holiday ones in there that you would kind of search for, but they're searched generically. So when I said Easter, I don't get Easter, but if I say spring, I get spring. Or we did actually have a Valentine's Day one, but there's probably not a Super Bowl one, if that makes sense. So those are email campaigns that you can just send out once a month, or if you've got like a listing coming soon or whatever, need to get stuff out to your database. That's where all of that stuff is located. Okay, so then we're going to go into campaigns now.
Ruth, with this designs, what is our best resource for additional information with it?
Say that again. Sorry, you went all.
With design,
Mhm.
say I would like further information, help or guidance with it. What do you recommend?
I would talk to your Market Center tech trainer. Once you have a concept that you want to execute in designs. So let's say you're really working on narrowing in your listing presentation. So first I would go in there and at least try to mess with it a little bit and try to figure out which template that you want and some of the pages. So just read through it. And then if you're having particular issues with changing the color, flipping out your personal information, once you've uploaded your information in there, if you're having trouble clicking and redesigning any of your personal information, that's when I would talk to your Market Center tech trainer and say, hey, I want to customize my listing presentation and designs. Can you work with me to make sure that that looks clean?
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, so here we are in campaigns. These again are the quick posts. There's a bunch of easy stuff in here. They do have that neighborhood snap video, the first one that's up here. But any single one of these, they just have very, very quick posts that you can put out. So as long as you have connected, let me just preface this conversation. On day one, when you did your profile and you set up everything and you connected all of your social media accounts inside of your settings, that's where all of this happens. Like this is where the things are starting to come together. So on day one, on Monday, up here in your profile under settings, it gives you the option to start linking your social media accounts into Command in order for them to speak to each other. So that has to be done in order for these posts to go out. Otherwise, there's nowhere for them to go. You can't do anything with it. Does that make sense?
And so are you talking mainly about the social media ones? Like for email ones, would it pull information from their social media accounts to send the emails out, or is that just through the contacts that you load in?
It's through the contacts.
Okay.
Mhm. So let's just really quick, just make sure that we're doing this correctly so everyone can see this. In your settings on the first day on Monday, when you set up all of your accounts, well, if you go up here and you the upper right-hand corner, click on your profile, you go to settings, this is where we are right now. So I have my Facebooks connected. I've got my ads manager connected, which means it's going to my Facebook business page. I have my Twitter connected. And then my default email is my Command email. So now everything is set up. So if I want to be sending out an email from campaign or from Command, it's going out from Command. And then the respond to is coming to my KW email. I've also connected my Gmail in here so that I can see any of the communication with someone in my database. It loops together the emails all together on that client contact card. When I send out any Facebook ads or campaigns or schedule anything to go out onto social media, I've connected my Facebook so it goes out to my Facebook from Command. So here on the settings page on that first day, when we went over all of this, it's really important that all of this is connected for these other elements to work, because we're just kind of stacking everything as we go along and they all work inside of each other. Are we together on that? So if you weren't here day one, then you need to go back and watch day one. Otherwise, a lot of this stuff is going to be like, it'll frustrate you because it won't work until it's all connected. So let's walk through a few different things in campaigns that I think are really important. I'll show you everything, but I'll show you the main ones that I find to be really useful for making money. If we want to get into that, come on. Okay, so here we are. You can see in the upper left-hand corner here, we're highlighted on the dashboard. That was that video that I talked about. And these are a couple of different posts that are just quick and easy to use. If you want tips and training on how to create different things, all of that is down here in the bottom. So you can click on any of those as well. If you want more advanced tips on how to take things to the next level, turn that on. And it'll give you more advanced tips. So you saw how it just when I did that. So those are basic, how to create and manage social media posts, how to track campaign results, right? So there's that down at the bottom. That's pretty useful. So I would suggest popping into a few of those. It shows me my connected accounts up here. And then payments, if you're doing paid ads, you do need to link a credit card and you just click payments, add a payment method. So mine's already in there, and then I can see which accounts I've got connected and where they're going to and how much money I've spent on all of those. Okay. So then back out to the dashboard. I'm just going to click, well, here, first I'll shuffle and show you what else is available. Let's do this one. So all I've done is I've clicked on a quick ad, and I'm just gonna walk through what that would look like when you're doing a social post. So it already goes ahead and puts your information in there for you, whatever copy that you're gonna have. You can shuffle through them, but they're all related to this little picture here. Okay. This is the image that is pulled in right now. If I want to add more images, I can go into my image library. If I want to upload an image, I can upload something that I've already downloaded. So that's useful if you like something that you created in Canva a little bit better than the image that they're giving you. If you want to add a video in, you can use the neighborhood video. And these are all the different neighborhood videos that I've created already. So right through this area, your content area, you can do just about anything that you want to be using. Okay, you can upload something you already have. You can use something that's already preset. You can upload a video, use a video, so on and so forth. Your DBO, your Market Center logo, you can decide which corner that it appears in. So everything over here on the right-hand side is showing you how your ad's going to look. Everything over here on the left hand is you're editing on that ad. So I could move it over to the left, and I can include my ownership statement. So it changed it just a little bit there on the bottom. Then I can schedule my post to go out, or I can publish it immediately. And these are the channels that are connected right now. So my real estate page and my Twitter. So those would be the two. I can decide, maybe I don't want it to go out today, maybe I want it to go out tomorrow, and I want it to go out at 7 p.m. So there you go. So here's a little bit on the back end with social media. So this one can't do Twitter because there's too many little images, but there you go. Posts that are more like there's more white space. So the border, you've got a white border, or the image itself is brighter. Those tend to trend better. When you're using emojis, usually 3 to 5 emojis per post is what is more clickable and visually appealing for people. You want your verbiage to be kind of quick and straightforward. And if you do have a business page, a business social media page, you want to be tracking your insights. So your insights are the times of day that people are visiting your page, the types of content that they are clicking on and that they like, what they're sharing and what they're saving. That's a business insight on your page. And then it can also kind of break down a little bit further into the demographics. So like the age range of the people that are clicking on your content. So I know for mine that the people that are clicking are between the ages of 35 and 55, and it tends to be geared towards women or people with families. They are generally online between 7 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and on weekends, 1 to 3 p.m. That's usually after the kids have had dinner and they're doing their homework and they're kind of scrolling and watching Netflix, or the kids are at soccer practice or what have you, and they actually have a minute to sit there and look at the internet for a second. So that tends to be when my posts get the most amount of traction. So that's where this timing, when you're scheduling your post to go out, if you want to beat the algorithm and stay at the top of the feed, then you want to schedule your post at particular times on when they're going out. Does that make a little bit of sense with how you would do your social posts, how you're strategically placing things?
How are you finding out what your insights are?
You just go to your business insights. It's literally a button on Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay.
Mhm. And it'll also pop up, if you have a business page, it'll pop up and tell you in your notifications, like every day, it'll tell you who liked what. It'll prompt you and say, this post trended better than this post. Would you like to repost? Does everyone here have a Facebook business page? Okay. Because that's the page that you're going to be posting from and sharing out from. So there you go. So let's just save that draft. So that would be just a very basic non-paid social post right there.
I have a question.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, my dog. Maybe later.
Okay, saw a squirrel. Okay, so that's under social posts. There's a ton of quick posts in there, or you can create content, like I said, anywhere you want to, and you can set it to be scheduled out to go through there. So if you have some time in your calendar, when you schedule your social media time for your business, I would suggest getting in here like day one. Get in here and just mess around and figure out the different elements of it and the type of things that you want to be posting and your message for the month. And then day two, spend some time attaching like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. These are the posts that are going to be going out. And then just schedule them to go out in advance. So you're not the one physically sitting there and posting everything. It's super, super useful. You can do it here. You can do it physically on Facebook if you want to. I just find being able to graphically look at the whole calendar and get that going out tends to work a little bit easier. So here is the calendar, by the way. If you right here, I'm still under social posts. I have drafted posts and I have live and scheduled posts. So I can see which day of the week and what would be going out. Direct mail is everything that in here would be where you would be seeing all the direct mail going out. If you want to create all of it, again, it's right through here. And you would choose which one, let's say, sunny side. And we're going to say advertise a listing, create campaign. And then here, let's just choose a property that has a picture.
Hi, I was just gonna tell you guys that I'm gonna switch over to my computer monitor, so I don't have to use my phone right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, I've picked this listing. This is how you would do your mail campaign, dropping in all of your content. You can upload a design or you can select a template. Right now, it's got a template on it. Listing photos, let's see if it has some. We've got the front page. And let's use that main picture. There you go. Too many. And this is, I'm still in creating a piece of content, so save all of that. My market center information is all right here. Verify that address. And then there's your budget. So I did 100 of those cards. So it's pretty straightforward. All of it's like, it just prompts you, anything that you're doing in here as you're moving through it. So then here's my draft, it's saving it. No. I guess it did not save my draft. This is just not awesome. Okay, there we go. It's like, it should have saved it. There's my draft that I've saved. And then if I want to go back in here and edit or duplicate it, if it were to run well, then that's how I would work on setting my my direct mail for going out. And then as you go through these, every single one of them is very, very similar. So if you want to work on an email, this one, is one that I sent out for Red Day, duplicate the campaign. Just so that I don't have to pull everything back in. So this is an email that was sent out to our entire database of all of our agents. All of the information is over here in the email preview. Your campaign name, so you don't get confused, you always name your campaign. It's coming out of this account, my email account. I've set it to the list of people that I want it to go to. So again, this is related to contacts that we talked about yesterday. So I've tagged all my KWTC agents. So that's the ones that I've decided that I want it to go to. Let's do that. And then switch back. It's coming from me, and reply to address is this. My subject in the box is KWTC Red Day, so I can put a little emoji in there if I want to. And then my design is over here. So I know you're going like, okay, well then how do I fix that? Update design. This is the template that you can pull from. So it pulls all of the different email designs. So someone was asking me about using like the Valentine's Day email design. If I wanted to come in here and search for the Valentine's Day email campaign and send that out to my entire database, I would search Valentine's Day and I would switch it out. So just do that just for the sake of it. There you go. So now it's no longer Red Day, it's this one. And then if I push send, it'll immediately go out to my whole database, or I can save the draft. And now it's still titled Red Day because it didn't switch out to Valentine's Day, but that one would be my Valentine's Day one. And I can send that one out to however many people. You can see who it's sent to, how many opens you get on it, and how many clicks on the links inside of it you get. So that would be an email campaign. Paid ads. This is where I want to spend a little bit of time with you guys. So Facebook paid ads tend to be really, really good because we do have a relationship with Facebook, the Nextdoor app, and Google. They tend to be quite a bit cheaper than running it straight through Facebook. And you can do a variety of different things. The ones that we see the most amount of attraction on are advertising around a listing, attracting buyers, or brand awareness. So let's get in here, and I'm just going to walk through this one for you. Okay. So this one, I'm just from the top down, it's a brand awareness goal. So remember how I just said you can advertise a listing, attract a buyer, or do brand awareness. There's a lot of different things that you can advertise around, but this is what we find to have the best clicks on it. You do want to name the campaign so you can go back and see where you're getting the most amount of leads from. So when you date it and you name it, it tends to help a little bit better. So right now we would probably just say, if you want to add a listing and advertise around a listing, you can just right over here, only your listings. Obviously, I don't have any running right now, or all listings is what you're going to select. And then you can search by address. This one, it's brand awareness. So we're not going to add a listing, but that's where you would go to add your listing to it. Under your text, I just say, want to know the value of your home in this market. And then I have 3 little emojis. And then strong sellers market right here. So this is where you're seeing the text pop up. You could say it's a hot market and put, I think you can do a little emoji right here. See if I can find a flame or something. I don't know if we got a flame. Yeah, we'll put a desert instead. And then at the very, very bottom right down here, click learn more to receive a complimentary home valuations from a licensed realtor today. And then I've got a little emoji down there. So that's where your text content would go. You don't get a lot that you're going to be putting in that. If you do select a listing, the copy from the listing will pop over in here. And then you do have to edit it down to 250 characters. So it's not a ton of information. It is truly ad style when you're doing it around a listing as we move through this. Right now, I've got a video in here. If you were using images, generally speaking, we like to see 3 to 5 images in that carousel for people to flip through when you're showing a house. So obviously, like the front page is the house itself, maybe kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and exterior photos. So those would be the images that you would want running through that. And then this is the most important part, your settings, okay? So my account is already linked up. It's my personal Facebook account. It's going to my business page. So those were the 2 things that you were linking in the very beginning in your settings. You can choose where you want these things to be placed. So if you're using Instagram and Facebook, whether or not you want it in the feed or in the story, I would say you want your ads in the feed, not in the stories. It's too easy to swipe through in the stories. So you go ahead and do your placement in the feed. Your destination is going to your Facebook lead generation form. And from there, it will connect all the leads into Command in your lead section on the front page. And you can find them both in your Facebook leads and in Command. So that's what you want. So as soon as they click learn more, it's going to capture all of their information, their name, phone number, and email address that they've used for their Facebook login. And that's your lead information. Your follow-up URL, if they were to venture off your page, would be going to your website or a landing page. So if it's like, click here for a complimentary buyer's guide, then on your landing page, you want them to be able to enter an email address and get that complimentary buyer's guide. Whatever you do, in exchange for the little bit of information you're giving to that lead, that potential lead, you want to be getting a little bit of information back from them so that you can contact them and follow up with them. So the way that you would do that, you just choose which landing page you want. And if your website is connected here, it'll obviously have all the options on your landing page to, or your website and all the landing pages attached to it to pull up. If you target your database, you need to have over 100 people in your database, and you can do that. And it will go out to, this ad will run on their social media as well. That's not necessarily necessary because what you're doing is trying to pull in new fresh leads. So you're not trying to market internally to the people you already have. You're trying to market to people that you don't have. So we're going to say target a custom audience, and then you're going to select the city that you want this to run in. So if we want to get let's see. Trying to get a little bit closer in. Sometimes you can do a sub-city. Kempsville would be very, very specific. So Kempsville is in Virginia Beach. So the Kempsville area is, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 miles area circumference. So that's a little bit more specific. So I'm targeting in there. My radius around that area in Kempsville is a 20-mile radius. That's kind of big for the density of the population in that area. So that's another thing you want to think about when you're running these ads. The more rural the population, the larger your net can be. The more dense the population, the tighter in it needs to be. So if you're looking in places like, I don't know, downtown DC, you probably only want a 5 to 10 mile radius around the city point that you are casting this social media ad around. So in this particular case, I'm going to drop it down to 15-mile radius. If I was, let's say, all the way out on the far side of Suffolk, I would probably put a 30-mile radius on that one because there is a lot of land out there and the population is very, very sparse. It's really spread out. Then we're going to attach interests. So these interests, we're using IP capture to target people who have visited websites like Zillow, Trulia, Nextdoor app, Homes.com, things like that. They've already raised their hand in the market and said they have an interest in real estate. And then because they have visited those websites, now when they're on Facebook, you're inserting your Facebook ad into their feed. Does that make sense? So you're targeting a little bit closer. It's not just some broad random ad that's going out to everybody under the sun, whether it applies to them in real estate or not. We're looking for people that have already said in the market, I'm interested in real estate. And it's in this certain mile radius. Okay, so that's how you're targeting this ad. The way you do it, you say add interest. And you just search for the interest, so Zillow. And you want to make sure that when you're clicking it, you're not doing Premier Agent, because then you're selecting the real estate agents. We're not marketing to agents. We already are agents. We're marketing to the consumer. So that's how you do it. And then you save. And so those are my interests. You don't want a ton. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to do all of the home sites and all of the mortgage sites and all of the financing sites, because then you're going to wind up so broad, you're not going to get true good leads. When you're starting this out, you want it to actually be kind of like hyper focused in on the ones that you want. You want people that are interested in houses. Don't do rent ones, because the rent versus buy, then you need to change your whole ad content and do the power of rent versus buy. And then you would do like apartments.com and target that and Zillow. Does that make sense too? Okay. So then you're going to save your settings here. What did I not do up here that they're all upset about? Let's see. All right, well, we'll let that work on that well. It saves. Okay, so then your lead settings right here. What do you want to happen to the lead that comes into this? So you can automatically tag them. The tag needs to exist in your database already, and then you can assign them to a smart plan. So in this case, I was saying 2021 buyers. You can just say 2022 Facebook ad 1. And that's the first Facebook ad that you're running for the year. Make sure you create that tag. And then everyone that comes into your database through this campaign, they're going to get stuck on a tag and they're automatically going to be put on a smart plan. So it's kind of like doing a lot of the work for you, right? I don't know why this says I'm missing a field. And then duration and budget down here. So let's get this started. Let's say I want to start it on the 11th and I want to run it for 10 days. So here's another thing, another tip that we found when we've been running these ads. When you're running an ad, you need to run it for anywhere from 7 to 10 days. If you want to do more, that's fine. But the sweet spot that we found is running the ad between 7 to 10 days and minimum $2 per day per platform. So if you run it for 10 days on Facebook only, that's 20 bucks. If you run it for 10 days on Instagram and on Facebook, that's 40 bucks. So you could very, very reasonably set up a plan to run it once a month, every month for the entire year, for like the first week in the month, every single month. And that can be one element of your social media marketing plan. And it's pretty inexpensive. The average cost per lead in 2020, when we first started piloting this, was $1.77. And it was as low as 57 cents per lead. So I don't know what you guys are paying for leads right now. I don't know if you're paying for leads, but that's pretty cheap. And you're using IP capture for people that have already raised their hand in the market and said they're interested in real estate. So,
I got a question.
yes.
So can I add my personal Facebook account so my other friends that are not in the biz or in my business page can see the ad as well?
Are you saying like if you want to target your database?
Yes, and plus, you know, like there are people that don't really know that they want to get in real estate business or real estate at the moment, but you know, in the future that they're planning, but I just want to plant the seed right in there.
I would use that not as a campaign. I would use that as part of your marketing strategy on your social media in general. I wouldn't necessarily cast the net on that one. So like what I was saying in the beginning was if you've already got people in your network, you already have their email address, their social media, you're already following them, Don't spend your money on marketing to them. That one, they're already following you. So you could be using whatever is you're putting on your page already. That's free, right? So you're putting your content out there and they're attracted, they're liking, they're sharing, whatever. So you're putting out good infographics, good valuable information. You're involved in different Facebook groups. You're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing on 5 different pages, five times per week, right? It's like a 5 by 5 by 5, like a mental plan. So every time you go on in your 5 groups, you're going to like, comment, share 5 different times on a daily basis, right? So you're beating that algorithm. You're staying at the top of that. So I would not spend your dollars on marketing to those people because you already have them in your database. So all you have to do is put out good content. What we're trying to do with a Facebook campaign when you're spending your hard-earned money is to collect new people to bring them in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would think of it like that. Okay, what other questions can I answer on the Facebook ads or how to run the ads?
When you do the direct mail,
Mhm.
I can order it like I do. So right now what I do is I create a postcard and then I download it and I go to Vistaprint and I let Vistaprint mail it.
Mhm.
Is that a way I can do that? Is there a way I can do that in command?
Yes, I believe so. Let's go back to that. I believe it's only for the people in your database.
That's exactly, yeah, that's what I want. It's for my SOI card.
Well, I don't want to then advertise around a listing because I would want to advertise into.
There you go. Okay, perfect.
I would probably want to do this and then. Yeah, I would get rid of doing my listing because that's going to no one nowhere. And then I would do my listing, upload all my information here. There. I'm just looking under targeting. Because I don't want local targeting per se. Oh, target my database. And then add your contacts from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm. So if you want to go by tag, you could do it like that too.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yep. Another good resource, Alicia, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Postables is a good one, and they do free postage every once in a while. So just compare and contrast, shop around.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you
no
for saying
problem.
it correct.
You said what?
You are saying my name correctly.
Okay. Okay, let me look through some of these. I think we talked a little bit. You guys know where and how to get your logo for your market center, correct? Or no? Because I could show you that too. That's under My KW. It's under marketing and My KW. Well, no, it's not. I lied. Yes, it is. Logos and branding. And when you slide down here, someone give me a market center number that you're in.
420.
You're 420, you said?
Yes.
There you go. So you just put your market center number in and then there it comes up. So you'll get this version, and then just depending on what your company did, if you download your whole zip, ideally, yep, there you go. It comes in black and white with the transparent background red, and then the red KW with white lettering. So once again, I just went to my KW marketing, logos and branding. And you just put your market center number in. Depending on what your franchise agreement is, so like our local franchise agreement, we can also use this one, Keller Williams Realty, just the basic one. We cannot use informal ones for marketing. In the state of Virginia, you do have to know who your brokerage is, and the rule for social media is you need to be one click away from being able to see who your brokerage is. That's the code of Virginia. That's not a market center rule. That's a real estate rule.
Hey, Ruth.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm good.
Let me run through these buyer presentation, listen to open house. We talked about that. Made sure we are connected. We talked about quick post. We talked about your payments, connecting all your things. Showed you all that. Talked about that. Oh yeah, command email versus MailChimp email. Let's talk about that briefly. Got 7 more minutes. So your command email, you get 5,000 free emails per month. They don't roll over, they just reset every single month. It does have a built-in unsubscribe feature, so you're not getting in trouble for spamming anybody. If they don't want to be subscribed, then they can unsubscribe. And then you're going to get a notification and you can remind them, hey, I saw that you unsubscribed. Would you like to resubscribe? That's a new feature that's coming, okay? So you're not going to lose people if they choose to unsubscribe from you. You're going to at least know about it. Once you exceed 5,000 free emails per month, or if you would like to, you can connect a MailChimp account. And it's another very similar feature where you can do all of your drip campaigns and emails coming out of MailChimp, and it's hooked through command. So you can still use a lot of the same features. So that's that for emails. Does anybody have questions about how you handle the emails?
Is the first 5,000 free in command?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yes. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you need to work with your MCTT, your Market Center Tech Trainer, to get one for sure. This I've already linked into the group chat from yesterday, but let's go ahead and link this in here again. There you go. Oh, I always mess this up. I never read. I do not have the side menu that you show. Can you show us how to do it? I showed you that. The side menu that I showed. I'm sorry, Kate Martin. I'm just not reading that, and I didn't know what menu you were talking about. I'm really bad at checking the chat. We usually have a co-host that rides along with whoever's doing the presenting to read the chat. Okay, let me pop back out over here. Okay. That was like the fastest training. Thank you everyone for hanging in that with me. If I blitzed over it too fast, then I do apologize, but I think we covered absolutely everything and I did it as best I could with like 5-minute notice. Dave called me and was like, Ruth, save us. So I jumped on as fast as I could. And then I do have another company meeting that I got to go jump on here in just a minute. But I do have 5 more minutes for more questions about the things that we covered. And then I will make sure to let Dave know tomorrow. We're probably going to need to do like a little bit recap, a longer question period in the beginning of a session tomorrow. Because I'm sure today, as you guys kind of plow through some of this information, you're going to have more questions. But for right now, if there's something specific that you're like, hey, she said that really fast, I just want to touch back on it, please ask me a question.
Hey, Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
You said go through your market center to get your or to develop your Facebook business.
Page. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yeah, here's your market center tech trainers. If you can still see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So find your market center and then your person.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm. What else can I answer? Do you feel like you learned something today? Like one thing? Or you just feel completely overwhelmed?
That too.
Both. I would say both.
Yeah. I would highly suggest like pick one thing that you know you want to be doing with your database and go from there. Because I did just touch on every way that you can possibly use designs or campaigns. Everything from printing to videos to emails to mailers to collateral and then paid ads as well. So that's a lot. And strong agents use a lot of those fronts when they approach the market. So if you're just starting, I would choose one. Choose one and go at it for right now. Yes, did I have another question?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like the 10-10-10 strategy, like, because I went over it into like another class that I took, like it was like an Ignite class. And like they listed like so many different strategies, like choose which like best suits you, like whether it is social media or whether it is like mailing out things in like your target area, like literally just mailing things out. I think it's really cool that you just have more ideas than just
Yeah,
spending money necessarily.
whatever you do, do it consistently.
Mhm.
That's the main takeaway from it. So if you're going to use Facebook ads as a form of driving business, then try to come up with a financial plan of being able to use that once a month, every month strategically throughout the year. If you're doing mailers, I think we all know here the turnovers on mailers, you have to do that consistently when you're circle prospecting or you're geo farming in order to see the results on that. And results are often played out over 12 to 16 months. So.
Hey, I sent a message in the chat.
Sure, let me look.
Wondering if we were able to get the recording and not just the PDF. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the recording is going to be on our YouTube channel. Let me find it. There we go. And I'm going to drop this in the chat too.
Thank you so much.
Yep. All of our recordings for everything we do is always in the chat.
Oh, I want to say something.
Sure.
Yeah, I went on the YouTube channel yesterday to kind of like watch other videos that you guys posted. And if you subscribe to it, it will be like automatic in, you know, like your YouTube profile. So you don't have to research over and over, you know, like every time you want to watch a video or something.
Thank you, Jojo, for plugging us.
Hey, I'm here for you.
Thank you. Yes. If you subscribe to us, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, is there anything else I can answer? I think we're okay then, hopefully. Thank you for bearing with us today while we had that little tech issue. We'll be checking in, make sure Derek's okay today. But thank you for hanging in there and waiting those 10-15 minutes till I could jump in this call today. So we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is, I'm just all command all the time. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday and it's opportunities. That's your moneymaker. So definitely watch that one. That's how you track everything from the moment that you have the lead all the way through to completion. And for a lot of agents, that admin aspect of things can become a little bit tedious and confusing. The way that we use opportunities will help you keep things streamlined and be able to track your income in the pipeline over time. It also cuts down on the panic and anxiety when you're waiting for those paychecks to come in. You can kind of see what's in your future and track that a little bit better. So. Okay, thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.